Tonight I'm going to make some garlic bombs. Yes, that garlic you see right there is about to go into 1 pound of grass-fed ground beef. There'll be some other stuff too. We talked about garlic bombs. Here's what's going to happen tonight. We got 500 grams of grass-fed beef that my bride brought home to me. I'm gonna break it up a little bit, kind of get it outside of the square that it came in. We're gonna add what's supposed to be 5 cloves of garlic. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm a garlic freak. Wife is as well. We're going to add 10 grams of kosher salt, 1.5, this is actually 2, grams of black pepper. It says add 1 gram of white pepper. This is 1.2. 8 grams of voodoo seasoning. Voodoo seasoning. You hadn't heard of voodoo seasoning? There's voodoo seasoning. Voodoo seasoning is something you get from Fiesta, and it's a lot of dehydrated vegetables and spices that go great in a lot of things like soups and stuff like that, but it's awesome. And then it also says to add, when I say it also says, going off my previous notes, I don't do anything for a first time on video. It's kind of like sending something to your family for the first time. We're going to add 5 grams of baking soda. What the hell is the baking soda for? Well, the baking soda, what it's going to do is it's going to provide a little bit of an airiness to the meat that you're going to end up with the final product, and a bit of a tenderizer. Also adding 30 milliliters of water just so we can get it going. So now we're just going to mix it all together. Gonna mix, gonna mix, gonna mix. Bring everything down. Bring it up on the side, bring it back. We're gonna mix it together. And we're gonna mix this until the hamburger and spice mixture begins to really stick to my hand. Starting a little sticky right there, but gonna go a bit more. Now the reason we're gonna go a bit more is by mixing this, moving it around, we're releasing a protein, and that protein is called, and it's released, is called myosin. Myosin, what that's going to do is make your sausages or your links or your hamburger patties stick together so much better. All right, so we've got this mixed together now. As you can see, it's very, very sticky. The myosin has released. I'll go ahead and use both gloves because I want to save as much of this meat as I possibly can, because these little garlic bombs are awesome. The way these garlic bombs started is a friend of mine in Australia showed me a video of her husband making things that they called cevapis, or as they call them in Australia, cevaps or chivaps. I'm not sure how they pronounce it. Hopefully one of them will come in and tell me. But I used their recipe the first couple of times, and they were awesome. Then I got to thinking, you know what? I can do something a little bit different, and I can make these my own. So I'm going to take this ball of meat, and the next time you see it, it's going to be wrapped in saran wrap. We'll let it sit overnight. I'll break these up into 1/4 pound pieces. That's 500 grams of ground beef, which is approximately 1 pound, just over 1 pound actually. And we'll grill them tomorrow night. We got everything mixed together. However, we've got to let this rest overnight. 101% let it rest overnight. What it's going to do, it's going to allow the voodoo seasoning to rehydrate. And it's also going to let all of the other spices and everything else meld into this meat. So at this point, I guess I'll see y'all tomorrow. Long time for me. I'm betting it's only a second or two for y'all. See you tomorrow. Welcome to tomorrow. Well, actually, welcome to today. Last night, I left you with this. This is our cevapi, which is not even close to the original recipe that I was initially given, but we're going to go forth with this. And now it's time to form this up into some links and get it on the grill. So I just weighed this. It's 528 grams. And if you take 528 divided by 4, it comes up to 132. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 equal pieces here, about 132 grams a piece on the handy dandy scale. Not sure if you can see the scale over there or not, but there's 114. Okay, close enough on that one. So I'm not going to do all of these on camera, but what I want to do is I want to show how I'm going to make this. Basically, I'm going to turn it into a meatball. Again, I'm massaging it together really well. Make sure everything sticks together good. And then I'm going to take said meatball and roll it into a, it's not really going to be a link. It's just going to be kind of like that right there. I'll finish getting these going, 132 grams a piece or so, and we will get these out on the grill, get them cooked up. Now that we've got our heavily modified civapis done, I'm going to go ahead and put them on the grill. And I'm going to cook them indirect for the first part of the cook here. The temperature we're shooting for tonight when these are done is going to be 165 degrees. When these reach about 110, 115, I'll probably flip them around 180 degrees to get the other side going over there. But before I close this up, I'm going to add a little chunk of hickory wood to it, which is definitely not part of the norm. So we'll be back in a bit and see what we've got going on with the civapis. All right, it's about time to check the internal temperature on these critters. See where we're at right here. Oh, looks to me like they've swole up a little bit. Remember I was talking about that baking soda gonna make them swell a bit, or make them airy, I think's what I said. And that's what it's done here. Instead of shrinking like most ground beef does when you get it on there, oh yeah, we're ready to turn these over and turn them 180 degrees for sure. Looks like we're about 115, 120. So what I'm gonna do is literally just flip them over. And I'm gonna take these to about 165 internal finished temperature, and in C that's going to be about 74 finished temperature. So before I take these and put them over the top of the hot coals, I will make certain they're about 163-ish, and then go from there. So looks like the hickory wood's doing its job. Let's get the lid back on there, and it'll go for a little bit longer. These critters have hit an average of about 160 all the way across the board. Now it's time to get a little sear on them, but before I do that, I'm going to stir up the charcoal just a little bit. Just using the skewer to do that. Not going to take much. These are already, for the most part, done. I'm just going to stick them over there just to get a little caramelization going on. Basically, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to flip them just about as fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what we got here. As soon as I get a little something flaring up, we'll, well, probably not going to get any flare up with this fire. I'm on the baby Weber here. But see how those are kind of bouncy? And so that's where your baking soda comes in. It's amazing the difference that makes. You see on this edge right here, it's not quite done. I'm going to set that on the edge, get a little bit of caramelization. Do the same thing to this one and the rest of them. And then I will flip them over one more time. We'll take them inside and we're going to cut one open. See how it looks. And then we are going to dine. Whoop! About to eat these civapis, chivops, whatever they're called, with a little bit of Whataburger, spicy ketchup, or Dead Horse, depends on where you are. Also got a pot of beans, or a bowl of beans that made over the weekend. These are leftover. They're done. But here's what I'm waiting for right here. This is gazpacho that my bride made the other day. Y'all send me a lot of loving messages asking for this, and I'll see if she can make it for you. Either way, I'm about to dine. Thanks for following along. Y'all take care.